Thank you. Pleasure to be with you and your audiences. A death sentence for Sheikh Hasina would be unprecedented. A former prime minister, three times prime ministers, sentenced to a death penalty. It will mean that, the fissures and the chaos and violence within Bangladesh will increase because supporters of Sheikh Hasina, there are many who support her, right? Would perhaps take to the streets, demonstrations, protesting. And once they take to the streets, either the police will get active, will have to get active, as well as, remember, the student agitators who were there, the many folks who were killed, their relatives, their friends, and all, they are baying for Sheikh Hasina's blood. And at the same time, it will give further impetus to the Islamic, if not the radicals, but also the radicals, but Islamization of Bangladesh furthermore. So it will mean uh, tense times, chaotic times, and internal instability in Bangladesh as a consequence of this death sentence, if it is there. See, up till the next election, there are many things. It's not only that the death penalty on Sheikh Hasina, if announced, it may be so that the Awami League is not allowed to contest the election. That could also happen. Okay, but at the same time, what could also happen is that Awami League could disintegrate itself because by their actions against Sheikh Hasina and the Home Minister, what the Yunus government is showing is that is going to go after and pursue the Awami League leaders and bring them to justice as it calls. So there are many other Awami League leaders who are prominent. So the government could be going after them also for a variety of cases. Already, many Awami League leaders have left the country. Many more will could leave. The party could disintegrate. The government could, disallow or ban the Awami League. And on top of it, I mean, these things are happening already in any case, right? In addition to it, the death sentence on Sheikh Hasina would create much, much more divisions within Bangladesh. I would like to point out one more thing, by the way. The tribunal which is there is they have, there are three accused in this case at present. Sheikh Hasina, the Home Minister, and the former Inspector General of Police of Bangladesh. The Inspector General of Police has turned an approver, a state witness. So that means he must have, and he has been, so that means he must have given insider information as to what exactly were the orders issued by Sheikh Hasina or the Home Minister. So the case against her, I think, could be a pretty tight case, fact-based. It could be. Okay, it is happening in absentia. There is nobody as such, I think, representing Sheikh Hasina. The government, I think, has appointed its own defender on her behalf. So the case could be pretty watertight, given the fact that one of the accused has turned an approver. Now, so therefore, there will be certainly a period of, not only a period, it can be a long period of schism within Bangladesh as a consequence of this judgment. I do think that there will be, competitors for the interim government within Bangladesh. Remember the BNP, which was the main opposition party with Sheikh Hasina, right? The student agitators and the interim government, in a way, has created its own space and become a third pole, right? But the BNP is there. Then, of course, you have the Jamaat, which is smaller in number but is pretty active. And ever since Sheikh Hasina's downfall, they've been, increasing their influence. So, minus the Awami League, also there are other players. And when it comes to a question of power, I think they will be competing within themselves. It seems, thankfully, so far that the Bangladesh army is neutral, so to say, right? So a dictatorship, I don't think so would be much there. But yes, whichever party comes, if it comes with a full good majority in a parliamentary system, fine. If there has to be a coalition to form a ruling party, so there could be dictatorial tendencies by whoever becomes the next leader. But I don't think it'd be a all in all a dictatorship, a single party rule, because there are many fragmented or many parties within Bangladesh. Interesting question. There could be several ways to look at it. One, the agitation against Sheikh Hasina, if I'm not mistaken, was or could be said to be partially a Gen Z revolution, right? And they want a stake in the government, which they have, by the way, in the interim government right now. Correct. So now when the elections come around, I would anticipate that the interim government, the students who were there and all, they would probably, and they already have a party, so they will contest on that party. Then it depends how well that party does as compared to the BNP, as compared to the Jamaat. So that has to be seen. But the Gen Z youth will certainly be involved, I think, in the electoral process, minus the Awami League. Or with the Awami League, if Awami League contest is allowed to contest.